Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video we're going to be checking out some incredibly cool battles in the Open Ultra League featuring some Double Fire Shadow Spice, Shadow Magmortar, and Shadow Moltres. These battles were submitted to the channel by a member of the community, so many thanks for the battle submission. Now for the team, this trainer is running Trevenant on the lead with the two Shadow Fire types in the back and is able to absolutely crush Metamons in the process. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and check out the team in action in the Ultra League. Hopping to the first match, picking up a great lead Trevenant into Cobalion. Opponent is going to save switch into their own Trevenant, which will be immediately met with Shadow Magmortar. Magmortar is going to start spamming out these fire punches and grabbing shields from the Trevenant. Trevenant is going to commit the first shield, and Magmortar is going to match shields in return. Unfortunately, Trevenant only goes for the Seed Bomb. Magmortar continuing to farm and able to reach Fire Punch number 2. Decision time for the opponent. They're going to double shield the Trevenant, and at this point, he's actually going to let this go, trusting in Shadow Moltres with a shield advantage. Now you can send in Shadow Moltres, these wing attacks adding up quite a bit, and Moltres is going to respect the potential Shadow Ball. Opponent is going to bait again, opponent grabbing shields with Seed Bombs, so Moltres is not able to overfarm as much as it would like, and he's going to fire off the Sky Attack. We'll have to see what the opponent does have in the back, and they're going to send in their Cobalion, continuing to farm, banks the overheat, and it's a Shadow Wall Rain in the back, and this game is already over. At this point, you can just use Trevenant to get the Wall Rain as low as possible, and you have the overheat loaded on the Shadow Moltres to take care of Cobalion. Icicle Spear is not enough to KO. Trevenant able to stand strong, reach the Seed Bomb, and KO the Wall Rain. In comes Cobalion. Cobalion is forced to fire off a charge move, but it's just not going to matter because Moltres has the overheat loaded. In comes the Moltres. Moltres charging up the overheat, taking out Cobalion, and that is a good game. Moving into the next match, picking up a terrible lead, Trevenant into Obstagoon. We see a save switch into the Shadow Moltres. Opponent stays in and then sends in a Poliwrath. They must be absolutely core broken by Shadow Moltres because this is by no means a good response. Sky Attack gets the shield on the CMP tie, and we see the shield match from the Shadow Moltres. Poliwrath is running Scald, so that proves to be a very good shield. Moltres again maximizing the overfarm and firing off the Sky Attack on the CMP tie. Poliwrath is going to double shield. We're going to see Shadow Moltres shield as well, because this opponent is clearly incredibly weak to Moltres, so let's make them feel the pain. Moltres is going to overfarm, fire off the Sky Attack. Sky Attack is going to get rid of the Poliwrath. We'll have to see, does the opponent choose to bring in the Obstagoon? They do not. They send in Articuno, and this is going to be goodbye Articuno. Overheat, one-shots Articuno. In comes Shadow Magmortar to take care of the Obstagoon. Obstagoon is going to be firing off a charge move. They go for the cross chop, and Obstagoon is going to be met with the Fire Punch from Shadow Magmortar. This is not going to KO, but it will get the Obstagoon very low. Obstagoon firing off another charge move. They're going cross chop in this matchup. You definitely do want to go for Night Slash in neutral situations. Trevenant gets the farm down and secures the victory. Picking up a neutral lead in the next match, Trevenant into Clefable. With two fire types in the back, definitely going to want to switch out of this lead, so we are going to see Shadow Magmortar enter the field. Opponent is going to respond with a Jellicent, and Jellicent is not going to appreciate the Legacy Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt able to do massive damage onto the Jellicent. Jellicent is forced to fire off a charge move. Shadow Ball will KO. Magmortar is going to let it through, but this will set up an incredibly nice farm for Trevenant. Trevenant should be able to farm down, not have to take a Shadow Ball, and leave with enough energy to hopefully set up Shadow Moltres with a shield advantage to close in the endgame. Opponent is going to send in Talonflame, and Talonflame is very far behind on energy here. Shadow Ball is going to get the shield. Talonflame is able to reach their Flame Charge, and we do see a shield from the Trevenant. Trevenant is farming up, going for Shadow Ball number 2. If Trevenant is able to get this final shield, this game should be over, and the final shield is given by the opponent. In comes Shadow Moltres. Shadow Moltres looking ready to sweep this game. Moltres commits the shield. It's the Flame Charge. Moltres throwing two more wing attacks and going for the Sky Attack. Sky Attack will get rid of the Talonflame. Bring back in Clefable. That's a very healthy Clefable, but Clefable is not ready for the Shadow Overheat. Overheat. one-shots Clefable, and that is a good game. Picking up a tough lead in the next match, Trevenant into Talonflame. Two better responses in the back, so we are going to see an immediate save switch into the soft counter, which in this case is Shadow Moltres. Moltres is going to fire off the Sky Attack and win CMP over the Talonflame. Sky Attack gets the shield, and the threat of an incoming Brave Bird is going to grab his shield back. Opponent does full send the Brave Bird, and now they're going to send in their Walrein. Walrein able to apply some heavy neutral pressure in this matchup. Shadow Moltres is going to let it through. Icicle Spear does get the Moltres low. Moltres is going to maximize the amount of wing attack damage before debuffing their own attack with the Overheat. Overheat does get the shield, and now in comes Shadow Magmortar. Farming up, switching into Trevenant. Was this the Earthquake catch? That would be massive, and it is. What a play. Trevenant should be able to reach the Seed Bomb. Seed Bomb will come very close to getting rid of this Walrein. Firing off the Seed Bomb, Walrein barely able to survive and reach the last second Icicle Spear. But at this point, I think you just trust in Shadow Magmortar with an energy lead. In comes Talonflame. Talonflame farming up a ton, but they're not able to reach a move as the Thunderbolt is going to wipe them off the face of the earth. In the back, it's a Trevenant, and that will be game over. Shadow Magmortar is primed to sweep this game. Fire Punch, so much damage. Magmortar is going to respect the Seed Bomb, as Seed Bomb may put it into farm down range. Magmortar is going to go for the Fire Punch. Fire Punch is going to get rid of the Trevenant. All that's left is the 1 HP Walrein, and Magmortar sweeps a team. Nightmare lead in the next match, Trevenant into Pidgeot. We will see a save switch into Shadow Moltres. Pidgeot is staying in this matchup, and Moltres is going to strike first, going for the Sky Attack. Sky Attack is going to get a shield from Pidgeot. Pidgeot is going to fire off the Feather Dance, wanting to lower the amount of damage Moltres is able to do. Now that it's lowered, the opponent is going to send in Greedent. Greedent is going to fire off the Body Slam. Body Slam is going to be getting the Moltres low. Moltres barely able to hang on and reach the last second Overheat. Unfortunately, due to the attack drop, Overheat not going to do the same damage as it typically would. And now in a bit of a tough spot, since the opponent does have double normal into a team that is running Trevenant. Greedent is going to be firing off the Crunch. Crunch will do a solid chunk of damage, and now we're going to see Trevenant return fire with a Seed Bomb. Seed Bomb is going to get them low. Aggressive switch into Magmortar, but the Greedent lives on very low HP, reaching a last second charge move, and we do see Magmortar shield up the Crunch. Opponent is going to send in their final Pokemon, and it's Cresselia. Cresselia, unless they're running Future Sight, should only be able to hit for resisted damage in this matchup, but it's still a pretty tough task, even with those charge moves only being resisted. Cress is going to fire off the Moonblast. Even resisted, that does so much damage. And now Magmortar is going to be firing off the Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt would do a solid chunk of damage. It connects, and Magmortar wins CMP. This Fire Punch would KO. Tough decision for the opponent. They're going to commit the shield, and it is a CMP tie. And now we see a shield from Magmortar. Magmortar in a potentially decent spot. In comes Pidgeot. Magmortar farming up. Is that a CMP tie? Went for the Fire Punch. I didn't see a sneak. If that's CMP, that's huge. And it is! What a play! Pidgeot now unable to farm down, and the opponent may actually be in trouble here. In comes the Trevenant. Trevenant going to overfarm by 1 and win CMP over the Pidgeot. This Seed Bomb is going to KO. All that's left in the back is the Cresselia. Cresselia cannot reach a charge move. Trevenant, against all odds, taking out Cresselia, and that is a good game. Moving into the next match, leading Trevenant into Giratina. Trevenant does have a pretty decent matchup here, but you do of course have to be mindful of the potential Shadow Sneak. Trevenant continues to farm, opponent goes for the Shadow Ball catch onto their Obstagoon, and Obstagoon is going to be met with the Karate Chop Shadow Magmortar. Magmortar hitting for double super effective damage with these fast moves. Magmortar is going to bait with the Fire Punch. Decision time for the opponent. Opponent is going to let that through and reach another charge move. That is a bit unfortunate, and we're going to see Magmortar let this go. Honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised to see a Moltres being brought in here and looking for the Wing Attack farm down, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Moltres able to get a very nice farm down, and now in comes Giratina. Giratina does have quite a bit of energy, respecting the Ancient Power, and the opponent has it. That proves to be a massive shield. Going for the Sky Attack, and the opponent makes an incredible catch, catching the Sky Attack onto Steelix. And this Steelix is going to be very tough to get rid of. Moltres farming up past the Overheat, baiting with the Sky Attack and able to grab a shield. Moltres continuing to farm. Steelix is going to fire off a Psychic Fangs. Psychic Fangs will get a shield. Moltres is trying to reach another overheat, but the Steelix still has a shield remaining, and they are 100% using it here. They commit the shield, aggressive switch into Trevenant, and Trevenant is going to fire off this Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is going to get the Steelix low. Steelix is going to fire off a charge move here, even if it is just a Psychic Fangs. Unfortunately, this Trevenant is rapidly running out of HP, and the opponent makes a beautiful combo play, sending in the Giratina. Dragon Claw, +1 fast move, is going to mean game over. Moving into the next match, picking up an incredible lead, Trevenant into Shadow Machamp. Opponent is going to save switch into Giratina, so they are pretty weak to Trevenant overall. Trevenant is going to let that through, as that was only enough for a Dragon Claw, and that's only going to be hitting for neutral damage. Trev is going to farm up and fire off the Shadow Ball on the CMP tie to Dragon Claw number 2. Shadow Ball is going to get the shield. Trevenant is going to match shields, as Trevenant should be able to either get rid of the Giratina or force the final shield here. Trevenant is going to farm up. There's a little bit of lag, but able to reach the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is able to land, and down goes the Giratina. That's incredibly nice. We'll have to see, does the opponent bring in their third Pokemon here? Yes, they do, and it's Shadow Staraptor. In comes Shadow Magmortar. Magmortar going for the Fire Punch right away. Magmortar hoping to try and get the shield, because if it's able to get the shield, Shadow Moltres should be able to sweep here. Staraptor is stuck with only nuke charge moves, so just gonna let this through. It is the close combat, and now in comes Shadow Moltres. They're gonna be forced to lower their defense again as they fire off the Brave Bird. They're gonna switch into the Machamp and go in for the disrespect overheat. Oh my goodness, overheat takes out Machamp. Back in comes Staraptor. Staraptor gets farmed down, and that is a good game. Tough lead in the next match, Trevenant into another Obstagoon. Same game plan as before, immediate save switch into Shadow Moltres. Moltres continues to farm. Moltres goes for the Sky Attack, but the opponent switches into Talonflame. Talonflame did get the Incinerate through. They're only 2 off of their move. Quick energy generation from Moltres allows it to reach a second Sky Attack, win CMP, and KO the Talonflame. Back in comes Obstagoon, but now Obstagoon is not going to be aligned against Trevenant. It's going to be aligned against the Shadow Magmortar. Obstagoon does get the boost, and that is quite unfortunate. Able to reach a last second Sky Attack. Sky Attack does get the shield, but now Shadow Magmortar, which is not tanky, is going to have to fight off a boosted Obstagoon. Obstagoon goes for the Night Slash. Obstagoon continuing to farm, and they're firing off Night Slash number 2. We are going to see a shield from Magmortar. Magmortar looking for the farm down and gets it. That's big. In the back, the opponent has a Crobat baiting with the Fire Punch. Fire Punch gets the shield, and it's a Shadow Crobat too. This is going to be goodbye Crobat. Thunderbolt one-shots the Crobat and secures the win. Hopping into the final match, leading Trevenant into Scizor. 2 fire types in the back, definitely going to be switching out. In comes Shadow Magmortar and is able to bait out a Swampert. Definitely good to bait out the water type, because that way Shadow Moltres is not going to have to deal with it in the endgame. Fires off the Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is able to deal some solid resisted damage, and now you just let Magmortar go, and honestly you can probably just fully farm down with Trevenant. Swampert really can't do much of anything in this matchup, so gonna wait the switch clock, send in Trevenant, and go for the incredibly aggressive Shadow Claw farm down. Swampert is gonna go for the Earthquake. That doesn't even do half. Swampert will be able to reach a Hydro, but again, Trevenant just does not have to respect this damage. Trevenant is able to get the farm down and leave with a ton of energy. Opponent is gonna bring back in Scizor. Scizor met with the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball gets the shield. In comes Shadow Moltres. And Scizor is going to be able to grab his shield back with the Night Slash. We do see Moltres commit the shield. What does the opponent have in the back? They have Surfetched, and Surfetched actually wins CMP over Shadow Moltres. Surfetched fires off the Night Slash. We do see the shield, and now Moltres is going to be able to farm up 4 more wing attacks and go for the Sky Attack just to avoid losing CMP again. This way, Moltres fires it off just before Surfetched reaches the move. Sky Attack is gonna KO. In comes Scizor. Moltres gets to the Sky Attack. This is only neutral, but Scizor is very glassy. Sky Attack KOs, and that is a good game. All in all, these were some incredibly fun battles. Glassy Shadow Pokemon like Shadow Magmortar and Shadow Moltres, are pretty technical to use, and being able to see them used well and unlocking their full potential is absolutely incredible. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you as always to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible, so thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.